Hi guys, I hope you're all having an amazing day and welcome you to a new video on the channel. Today we're going to look at one of those weird animated storytime videos on YouTube. These videos explain parts of someone's life and most of the time are just crazy weird. The title of this one is My Family Disappeared After a Game of Hide and Seek. So already you can tell this is gonna be a wild crazy ride. Imagine your whole family leaving or playing a stupid game. But without further ado, let's watch the first part of the video.
"The love of a family is life's greatest blessing," was my parents' favorite quote. They even had it framed in my bedroom and bathroom, so I could see it each time I got out of bed or while staring at my bathroom's mirror.
You already know it's going to be bad when they have these awful quotes in their home. Like, I swear, almost all households that have something like signs with some cringy like home sweet home or home is where the heart is have a lot of problems. Like, I feel those signs are actually some dark spells surrounding them. Every home they get into, the curse starts again. Next to that, they're so ugly and cringy I want to vomit every time when I see them. But enough ranting about these cringy signs, let's continue.
Cliché, I know. I had everything a teen could want. An awesome dad and a loving mom who always created time out of their schedules for me. We didn't have much back then, but I was happy and comfortable.
So you're telling me that you have everything you want. I know family is more important and stuff, but at least I would like a house that doesn't look like a place where you find all the crackheads in the neighborhood, or have some electricity that works, for God's sake, it's 2020.
However, things began to change when my baby brother was born. He was born a week before my 12th birthday, and as if that wasn't enough, all the attention and love, or so I thought, shifted to him.
Maybe, just maybe, don't mention your birthday next to the hospital bed where your baby brother has just been born. Maybe at that moment your birthday is not the most important thing on your parents' minds, as it's still a week away as well.
On the morning of my 12th birthday, I sat up and waited for my parents to burst in with balloons and gifts, but the door never opened. I then got up and rushed to their room thinking they were still in bed, only to find my mom fast asleep and my dad rocking my baby brother to sleep. They remembered later at night, after I reminded them that it was my birthday, and they apologized for not getting me anything. My dad said, "Sorry, sweetie, but we have a new baby, and we stayed up all night holding that milk bottle, but we'll make it up to you, Bunny."
Remember this, when parents say that they will make it up to you, you know it's never going to happen. Like, that's just the lamest excuse. Either do it right away or just say fuck you right away to your kid. But whatever, this is probably not the worst thing that's gonna happen in this video, as the parents will literally leave her in a game of hide and seek according to the title.
After another round of reminding him of his promise, my dad grudgingly took me to the park. Which 12-year-old goes to the park for their birthday? I'm not a dog or 5. I didn't want to go to the park, but it was better than nothing. At least I was glad I was away from the baby's cries.
What did I tell you? She needed to remind her parents to do something after the promise, and eventually they went to some shitty park to make it up. Never trust the sentence, "I'll make it up to you." I swear to you, when someone says that sentence, it's always bullshit. Just believe me.
13th birthday came and the same thing happened. They forgot, blamed it on their tight work schedule, and promised to make it up to me. Only that this time, I decided not to remind them to make it up to me. The funny thing was, they didn't forget my brother's birthday, and it was just a week before mine. The same cycle repeated when I turned 14.
Well, that's kind of fucked up. How can they remember the birthday from her brother the week before more than that of her the week after? Even worse that her brother is still so young. He doesn't even care about his birthday yet. But okay, forgetting birthday is one thing, but completely leaving? I don't see how this story will come to this dramatic conclusion in a game of hide and seek. But I'm excited to know how it's going to happen, so let's continue.
And it was then that I realized they didn't care for me as much as they used to. There was almost no happiness in my life until I met Lucas. Lucas's dad played golf on Saturdays with my dad, while his mom loved to go shopping with my mom. Each time they came over, Lucas would tag along.
At least he has a friend now that's really closely related to her parents, so this would work out eventually, right? Like, it still doesn't seem like the parents are going to fucking leave her completely.
I loved how he paid so much attention to me and always wanted to do silly things with me. On my 15th birthday, Lucas was the only one to remember my birthday, and he got me my first present in 3 years. I was so happy that he remembered that I hugged him longer than I had hugged anyone in a long time. I felt like I mattered once more and decided to forget about what my parents were doing wrong. I mean, Lucas cares, so I was good. A year passed by and I looked forward to my 16th birthday. With Lucas, of course. "You should throw a sweet 16 party," he suggested, but I refused. I suggested that we invite a few friends and have fun with them. He bought into the idea and we started planning for my birthday.
So she finally will get a birthday, just not from her parents. Hopefully they will have some kind of hide and seek during this birthday, you know, to spice up the video a bit.
I continued with my birthday plans and I couldn't wait to spend time with Lucas and my other friends. He told me that camping would be a good idea since my birthday falls on the school holiday. I liked the idea, but I also needed to get permission from my parents without letting them know that it was for my birthday. So I lied. We were having dinner when I brought it up. I told them that it was a school camp. That had to be the dumbest lie in the universe, as they saw right through it and called me out on the lie. You do know that we know that's not true, right?
How stupid is this person, lying about school camp when it's a week of holiday from school? When you don't want him to know your birthday, why not just say you're going away with friends for no reason at all? But it probably doesn't matter, as she can go camping all she wants when her family leaves her, right?
Then my mom mentioned that we were going on a family vacation to the beach house they just bought on some island.
Holy shit, how rich are these people? I know she said the business of her dad was going good, but going from a crack house to your own beach house, what the hell? When her parents finally leave, I would immediately claim that beach house and give the biggest party every year over and over again, just to show those shitheads of her parents that I'm happy they left.
Either way, my camp plan was going to fail. I called Lucas that night, crying, and told him everything that had happened. Why did they mess up all my birthdays? I cried out. After calming them down, Lucas told me that he would call everyone that we had invited to cancel. Then he went on to tell me that he would tell his dad to ask mine if he could come along with us. I told him that if he could, I would be happy. The good news? Lucas was allowed to come with us, and we left in my dad's private jet for the beach house. The beach house was so huge. It had a big pool, and all the rooms had nice ocean views.
Wait, a private jet and the beach house is one big ass villa? Did the dad maybe start a crack business and sold all the crack to the people living in their old house? That's the only thing that makes sense to me right now. From some hobo to Bill Gates in a matter of a year.
I didn't expect what happened next. My dad insisted that we play hide and seek. He said that it would help ease the tension in the room and that I loved playing it when I was younger.
Wait, what? Everyone loves hide and seek when they are young, but nobody plays it anymore when they are older, right? This should have easily been a red alert for her. But whatever, finally we get to see the good part of the story. The part where all the horrible emotions come out that I, as some kind of dickhead commentary YouTuber, enjoys.
My mom picked up my little brother and everyone got up to go and hide. I counted to 10 and then started searching for everyone. After about 5 minutes, I found Lucas hiding in my bedroom, and he joined me in looking for the others.
Well, there was a shit hiding spot, wasn't it? His feet were visible from everywhere. Sorry if this offenses anyone, but I think Lucas may be retarded. Like actually retarded. Who hides behind a curtain with their feet and legs visible? But okay, now she needs to find a family. Good luck with that. Imagine she's still searching 10 years later, still from this one game of hide and seek.
We searched for over 30 minutes and couldn't find my parents. I told Lucas that I was tired, and I went to my phone upstairs so I could call my parents when he suddenly screamed my name from the kitchen downstairs. I ran downstairs to the kitchen and Lucas was nowhere to be found. I started screaming, "Lucas! Lucas, what happened? Where are you?" I panicked and called my parents, but their lines were switched off. I was about to go back to the living room when I saw a note on the kitchen counter beside Lucas's phone. It read, "We have your family and your boyfriend. If you call for help, you'll never see them again. We can see you."
Well, that turned sinister very quickly, didn't it? She's now in the middle of some shitty horror movie. A kidnap thing is not what I was expecting from this story. I was just expecting her parents to leave her because of disinterest in her.
I felt cold shivers run down my spine. Was I being watched right now? Who had my family and Lucas? What was I going to do? I had so many questions running through my mind, and I was so scared. The doorbell suddenly rang, and I shuddered. I picked up a knife and slowly opened the door. There was no one there, but a small box with a piece of paper inside read, "Go to the garage and wait for our next instructions. If you leave before we tell you to or try anything funny, you won't see your family or your boyfriend again."
Now she needs to play some kind of game? I was not lying when I said it was some shitty horror movie, god damn. Also, they're saying they want to kill her family when she doesn't listen. Sorry guys, I did not think they was going into such a sinister story. But at least it's exciting to see what happens now.
Shakily, I walked to the garage. I was almost crying. I sat down, and immediately, the garage was shut automatically. The lights came on, and I saw a whiteboard a few steps away from me with something written on it. I walked to it, and on it was written, You can only choose one. Your family or your boyfriend. Who's it gonna be, Bridget? How did they know my name?
Well, I wouldn't worry about your name, Bridget. Maybe worry about the choice you must make now. This is very dark, like some Saw games are being played right here. Like, she's worrying about someone knowing a name when a family and boyfriend's lives are on the line.
I looked at my cell phone. It was a few minutes to midnight. I had been in the garage for over an hour. Should I call the police? Were they torturing my family and Lucas already? Without thinking, I started to dial 911 when suddenly the garage door started to open, and I saw Lucas holding his side with his right hand and the garage door remote in his left hand. I ran to him as he fell to his knees and helped him up. "What happened? Are you hurt? I'm afraid," I said all at once. He told me that he got hurt from fighting off two guys that held him captive, and that he tricked them into the woods so he could come get me and take me to where they kept my family before they got back. He said he had dialed 911 already and the police would soon be here. He asked me to take him into the living room as he could no longer walk.
Lucas, a 16-year-old boy, I assume, fought off two bad guys who had a knife to stab him. What kind of beast is this guy? Some world champion boxer or something? And why go back to the living room where it all happened? Seems like a very bad move, I would say. This is coming closer and closer to a very bad horror movie, where the protagonist is just doing some dumb shit, everyone is yelling at the screen. Well, let's move on.
With his arm over my shoulder, I made for the living room. As I opened the door and said, "Lights on," I was greeted with shouts of, "Happy Sweet 16, Bridget!"
Well, that's where the story ends, but what in the actual fuck? All this was to finally give her a surprise birthday party? I don't know what's more shitty, forgetting a birthday or faking a fucking kidnapping. Like, she ran through the worst fears. She had to choose between the lives of her family or her boyfriend. And remind you, she was in the garage for 1 hour straight. She probably has some PTSD after this, like what the hell? When you give a surprise party and you want to make it special by faking a kidnapping, at least make her not go through it for more than a minute or so. Like she saw her boyfriend with a fake stab wound. This is going to haunt her for ages. I know I would rather have no party than this. At least no party wouldn't result in me going to the psychiatrist for the next couple of years. And with that, I want to ask you all to subscribe to the channel, click that bell notification and leave a like on the video. And hopefully, I will see you next time.